Get ready to check out this awesome toy review. Stay tuned. Take it away, Zeus. Huh. I present you Zeus, everybody. What's good, everybody? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber back at it again with another action figure review, guys. And that was my main man Thanos right there. If you guys didn't see a review of this Thanos, it was my last review. Thanos, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange. So I figure I would let a god present a god. And right here, guys, we are taking it all the way back 20 years ago. That's right, 20 years ago. Let me move my camera in right here. And this is Zeus. From Spawn, from 1998 Spawn, The Curse of Spawn, should I say, series, I believe it was series 13. Of course, it has to be number 13 in order for it to be The Curse of Spawn. So guys, I figured we'd take a look at this figure. He was in my big Spawn haul. He was in one of my first videos that I've ever done on YouTube. And I never really took a look at him. I never really took a look at his articulation or a close-up of this figure. So I figure we take a look at Zeus today. So, he comes with, I think I'm missing a helmet to this guy. I pretty much have all his accessories. He comes with this little staff right here. Really nice detailed staff. I didn't think this went with him, but it actually does go with him. I actually had to do a little research on this Zeus right here, and come to find out this actually goes with him. As you can see, it's the gold and silver that kind of matches it, and then the red emblem spear right here that kind of matches the rest of his wardrobe. Now, right here, as far as accessories goes, this piece right here, this helmet is actually, or his horns, his ram horns, I guess, if that's what you want to call it, it actually pops off. So you can actually take that off, and you can see the helmet. It's not so much a helmet, it's just actually some hair. I guess you could say his toupee, but it's really not his toupee because he has hair. But I guess it's this little thing, like headband crown that goes around his head. So they decided just to add hair to it, so to make it appear to be like a helmet. So you can just place it on there, and you can see that his hair is kind of acts like a toupee, kind of, you know, is attached to the crown and his horns. So there's that. There's the one accessory, or actually the second accessory, along with that. The third accessory that he comes with, of course, like I said before, he comes with a helmet, but unfortunately, I don't have the helmet. I don't know if I had it and I lost it. I couldn't tell you either way. And of course, he comes with this awesome, amazing sword right here. You take this sword out right here. It's a pretty lightweight sword, very delicate, very fragile. If you know anything about Spawn figures, be very careful with these weapons, especially if they're lightweight. And especially if they're old Spawn figures too. Like I said, he's from 1998. So that's 20 years old. So yeah, be careful with this. So we'll put that off to the side right there. And we'll take a closer look at Zeus right here. Bring the camera down so you guys can see, get a better view of this Zeus. Now, as far as articulation goes, if you're familiar with 98 Spawn figures, there's not much articulation at all. Pretty much arms lift up and down. They're kind of hindered by this piece right here, his shoulder pad. They are on somewhat of a ball joint, as you can see right there. I don't know how well you guys can see. But they don't really extend out. They can't really extend out because of the shoulder pads. And like I said, you have to be careful with these old Spawn figures. Because they don't break. As you guys have been watching my channel, and if you've been subscribers to my channel for a while, you know how easily these Spawn figures can break on you because they're old. And McFarlane, even though he did amazing sculpts on these figures, they broke very easily. They were I'm gonna misquote myself here. some, if not half, or maybe all of the Spawn figures that he's done, they're really sturdy figures. They're not flimsy. You know, to last 20 years without breaking is, in my opinion, is a success. You know, some of the action figures that we review now, we'll see 20 years from now if they still hold up, or if they're breaking, you know, 20 years from now. Who knows? Now, as far as his articulation goes, he just has a break here at the elbow. Another break here at the elbow. There is no bend at the elbow because, like I said, this is a 98 figure. Articulation in the legs, that's pretty much it. You can't get him to walk. There's no bend at the knee. I know it's hard to believe. And nothing at the ankles. These, as you guys know, McFarlane, they are pretty much statues. And he's a very, very heavy guy, heavy Zeus. As far as the head sculpt, the beard is attached to the head. And you can get it to rotate. As you can see, there's like a break right here, as there was a break with this helmet right here. But you can't really take the head off. But you can get him to turn. And as far as back here goes, I don't know what this is. It looks like the part of his hair, maybe dirty hair, to dread it up or something. I'm not really for sure, but it is connected to his hair. So maybe it's a part of his cloth or something. I have no idea, but they sculpted it into his hair. Now, as far as all this goes, here's the back of Zeus. Here's his shoes, his golden boots. And then here's his knee pads, which is pretty awesome. One knee pad is actually, looks like a hawk. Maybe an eagle possibly. And this one, I'm not really for sure. Kind of looks like maybe a mythological animal. If I'm saying that correctly, I don't want to say goat. Maybe jackal. I have no idea. His belt kind of has like, I don't know what that is, maybe. I don't want to say. It looks like some kind of reptile. Maybe an owl. I don't know if it's a snake. It doesn't look like a face of a snake. Maybe, like I said, some mythological creature that existed back then. And of course, you can lift up his beard. And he's got like a shield back there. A chest shield. He's pretty exposed, so I don't know if he's that ready for combat. But then again, he is Zeus. So, of course, and he has like I showed you the shield, the shoulder pads right here, and he has more right here, spikes right here, a little bit of dust right here, because he's been on display. And then we'll put his accessories on. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a close-up of Zeus. Whoops! And his helmet just kind of sits on his head, you know. It doesn't plug in or nothing. You just kind of squeeze it onto his head. And his sword goes nicely into his hand, but it doesn't really stay there. It can be easily taken out, so his hand has to be held up like that at all times in order for the sword to stay. As far as this staff right here, he doesn't really grip it all that well, so you really have to kind of, like I said, kind of squeeze it in there, kind of like his helmet hair. And that's kind of the best way for him to hold this. Actually, you know what? See the hand right there? There is a peg hole, and there was supposed to be a peg on here, but it broke off, so that's one of the reasons why he can't really hold this staff all that well. So I might end up giving this staff to another figure. Not really for sure. Yeah, see the peg? That's what I'm talking about. The Spawn accessories breaking off so easily because they're so old and they're so flimsy as well. They're going to break off. So yeah, I didn't even notice the peg hole until now. So that goes with him. So I'll give you guys a close-up, and then we'll do a measurement, and then I'm going to break out another figure and do another comparison with that figure who's not related to Spawn at all, but I figure he would go very well with this Zeus. So we'll stand Zeus right here. Well, actually, you know what? Let me go in for a close-up so you guys can get a better look at this Zeus right here. Very well, nicely detailed, as always, as McFarlane always does. Very, very nice piece. Now, I looked for other reviews of this Zeus figure. I couldn't really find any on YouTube. I remember seeing a review of this on YouTube. I think it might have been YouTube. I'm not really for sure. But, yeah, if you haven't seen a review of this Zeus figure, now you have. I definitely do recommend him. He's a definitely awesome piece to have. And you don't necessarily have to be a Spawn fan to collect this figure, even though, you know, he'll probably go very well or better with my Dark Ages Spawn than the Curse of Spawn, simply because he has that Dark Age vibe going. So let me break out the measuring tape. I was going to say calculator. So he stands just under 7 inches tall. And to bring in another kind of Dark Age figure, a medieval figure, not really. He's actually based on a video game, but he's one of my favorite figures of all time. And when I thought of this Zeus figure, I thought of this figure right here. And it is actually of Kratos, of God of War. If you guys didn't see a review of this God of War figure, please check it out. Very, very awesome figure. I'm thinking about doing a review of like my top 10 video game figures. He's definitely one of them. And I figure he goes very, very well because they kind of had the same kind of accessories, the same kind of look, the same kind of feel, you know, that medieval Dark Ages kind of look. And Zeus goes very well with Kratos. Like I said, I do have a review of this Kratos on my YouTube channel. If you guys didn't see that review, check it out. That Kratos is a very, very awesome figure. It's one of my favorite figures, action figures, in my entire collection. That's how much I love this God of War. So, back to Zeus at hand. I'm going to go ahead and rate him. Like I said, I do recommend him. He's a very, very awesome figure. And I think I left out the break right here. He does have a break at the torso. So you can get him to turn. So that's a plus. It's not really on the ball joint, but you can kind of get him to look upwards. As far as the break is concerned in the chest. And if you want, you can pose him like that. And there he goes. He stands very nicely. So you can put him on display very nicely. Articulation wise, of course, I'm not going to take that into consideration because this is a 20-year-old action figure. This is a McFarlane figure. But detail wise, it still holds up, man. 20 years later, it's still a magnificent art piece, in my opinion. And it's a very, very well done Zeus. Very, very awesome figure. I recommend this figure. I'm going to go ahead and rate this figure on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest. I'm going to give this Zeus a 10. I think he's that awesome. I think he's that breathtaking. I think, you know, seeing him on camera really doesn't really do him any justice. I think, you know, this is the kind of figure that you have to see in person to really see all the details, you know what I mean? To actually appreciate this figure up close and personal. You know, you have to see him up close in person, you know, to actually appreciate the detail and the sculpting of this figure and how well it's done. I think McFarlane did a really, really amazing job on this piece. And yeah, I definitely recommend it, guys. And even if you're not a Spawn collector, even if you love like these Dark Age figures, you know what I mean? If you love, you know, what Lord of the Rings, what's that other show that's on HBO all the time? I'm trying to think of it. I can't think of it right now. It's not coming to me. But yeah, if you love, you know, stuff like that, you know, you'll definitely love this. Dungeons and Dragons, you know, things of that nature, you know, medieval stuff. If you love collecting medieval figures, this figure I definitely recommend. So there you guys have it. There was my little review of Zeus from the Curse of Spawn series 13, I believe it was. And there you guys have it. There was my little review. I hope you guys like this review. If you do, then hit that like button, comment, subscribe, do all that fancy, awesome, amazing, good stuff as you guys are known to be doing. As you guys are known to be, are you guys known to be doing? That sounds so stupid. I apologize. I can't speak right now. So yeah, there you guys have it. There was my little review of Zeus. I recommend them. Go pick them up if you can find them. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!